Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy 6Shot on the 6Shot Gaming channel. Today I have another what to do on block vid for y'all. This time it's all about the most evil of all evil characters in DBZ, Lord Frieza. So y'all know the drill, people. If you want to get notified exactly every single time I drop a new video, please hit the notification bell. Also, if you find this video useful and you learn something new, please smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, check out some of the past content. And if you want to be able to reach me at all of my social media accounts, links is going to be to all of my social media accounts in the description below. But anyways, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about that I feel like is a very good tool that you can incorporate into Frieza block strings is his Ki Blast attack. This move, when done at the end of the block string, causes tons of pushback. And I believe you can fire this Ki Blast up to at least 8 times. And you can stop whenever you want to. And it's very hard to punish on block. And if your opponent's pressing buttons during the Ki Blast attack, they will be hit and you can vanish into a full combo. And if they block, you can just vanish and have plus frame pressure right after. There is a gap in between your normals and the Ki Blast where your opponent can vanish out from, so you gotta be very careful about that. Also, you can also use any type of invincibility startup move like a DP or a level 3, just like so. And this move is a weak Ki Blast attack, so if your opponent blocks, they can't super dash through the move and punish Frieza just like so. So this is where I feel like this move kind of shines in, because you could do any number of the finger blast moves from Frieza. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe it goes up to 8, but you don't have to finish out the whole 8. You could stop from wherever you want to and try to bait out your opponent's super dash. So here's a couple situations where you do the block string into the finger death move and then bait out your opponent's super dash if you know your opponent is going to super dash through the move. So if your reactions is on point, you can easily do the death beams and react to the super dash and press down heavy after that. This is very doable, even though the super dash does come out very fast, but you can react to the super dash if you're doing multiple death beams. You just gotta be quick on the trigger. But if you're trying to make the read, situations like this could happen where they super dash really early into the block string, or they super dash really late, and if you're trying to make that read with the down heavies, you can miss time it just like so. But Frieza's down heavy has a huge hitbox where even if you do it a little bit earlier, if you try to make that read and if you do it a little bit earlier, you can hit your opponent out the beginning of the super dash. But in a situation where they immediately block one Ki Blast and attack, you have to just commit to one Ki Blast and a down heavy. So the next move I want to talk about that we can incorporate into our block strings is Frieza's pillar move. This move, when blocked mid-screen, is 100% safe, but you have to be, it's range dependent because you can miss. It has certain ranges to it. The light version is a little bit closer, but you cannot be up point blank close to the opponent, and the medium version will miss if you're too close. And in the corner, you can easily punish, just like so. But even if you incorporate a full block string, it gets a little bit harder to punish, but you can still punish it. So right now, I'm showing that you have to be very quick on the trigger when you're trying to punish the move, and you can punish it with everybody's light attack until a full combo punish. This move also has a gap in between with the normals, so if your opponent's pressing buttons, they will be hit. So for the people that like to mash on block, down heavies or anything like that, you will be hit, so you gotta be aware of that. Also, even though there's a gap, the gap is not big enough for a vanish to get through, so you will be hit out if you're trying to do a vanish. One of the things you can do with this gap though is invincibility startup moves like a level 3 or a DP. To punish this move mid-screen, you can reflect into a full combo punch just like so. But some characters have better range than others that can punish his move, and some characters can't punish his move off the reflect, off the pillar. Goku is one of those characters, unfortunately, he cannot get a full combo punish, even with the great range of his medium attacks, off the pillar move when he reflects it. Even when he reflects it and go with a standing heavy, the standing heavy is just not fast enough to catch Frieza during the recovery time of the pillar move after the reflect. So, to make up for this, if a Frieza puts a down heavy into the block string, you can reflect the down heavy instead and punish just like so before the pillar move even comes out. So keep that in mind when you're using characters like Goku and so on who cannot reach after they reflect a pillar move. So if your opponent blocks the pillar, you can vanish and have plus frame pressure right after that. And if the pillar hits, you can vanish into a full combo. Another thing Frieza players could do to avoid the gap with the down heavy is use an assist in between. And when that happens, the opponent is locked into block stun and they're not going to be able to reflect the down heavy. They're going to reflect the pillar move. And if your character cannot punish the pillar move, then after reflect, then there's nothing you can do. But characters that can punish the pillar move after the reflect, it still doesn't matter if they use assist or not. Frieza and Hit is one of those characters, for example. So another thing I want to go over real quick is Frieza has an option select after his down heavy, and it's one of the easier option selects. But sorry if I butcher it in this video because I don't have it down pat yet. At least I bought a new controller, so with my old controller I was able to do it. With this controller, it's a little bit harder. But to practice option select, what you could do is go into your settings and put the guard into random. And what you want to do is do down heavy. Right after down heavy, you're going to input quarter circle forward light. And then right after the light, immediately right after the light, you're going to mash on the heavy attack. So if you do it correctly, what's going to happen is if the down heavy hits, it's going to go straight into a super dash. And if the down heavy is blocked, you're going to go into the pillar attack. Right now, I'm kind of messing up on it. So this is probably a very bad example because I have a new controller. But if you do it correctly and time it correctly, you could go straight into a down heavy into quarter circle forward light. And from quarter circle forward light, press directly right after that, press your heavy attack. And if it hits, you're going to go into a super dash. And if it doesn't hit, then you're going to go into a pillar attack. Right there, I was able to correctly do it if you look at the inputs and commands and see that I did his option select. The next move we're going to talk about that we can incorporate into Frieza block strings is Warp Smash attack. You do this by pressing down, down, and the key blast button. This move is very good because it ends up crossing your opponent up and you recover fairly quickly so you can't be punished. And when you incorporate this move with the right assist, this move can be very deadly with crossing your opponent up and getting full combos just like so. The right timing though to get this move out with the assist, you would have to do the Warp Smash move at the same time as the assist so you can cross your opponent up. And if your opponent's pressing buttons during this situation, they will be hit. You can reflect, but you have to reflect the way that Frieza teleports to, instead of reflecting where Frieza been at. In my opinion, the best way to deal with this situation is vanish right after Frieza does the Warp Smash. You can also, if you want to apply real good damage on an opponent, once Frieza reappears from the other side, you can do a roll level 3 and catch Frieza after the Warp Smash. So another move we're going to talk about that we incorporate in Frieza block strings is the Death Saucer. This move, when done on the way back, does not hit crouching opponents at all. It will hit a crouching opponent going forward, but on the way back, it does not hit crouching opponents. So this is where we're going to be able to use this into our little strategies when using this move. So when you use the Death Saucer on a block string, Normally, your opponent's not going to want to move and they're going to want to crouch. And from there, you can do an instant air dash into a heavy attack and have enough time to duck into the low attack. You can even instant air dash into an empty low. You can't beat out the strategy by just jumping the Death Saucer, but if you find yourself in this situation, you can easily just down heavy the instant air dash attempt and beat your opponent out. But your opponent can read this and bait out your down heavy and punish you just like so. So you gotta be very aware of what your opponent is trying to do. Also, there's a whole bunch of, it's a very long startup on the Death Saucer, so you can be easily just hit out the move completely. So to get around this type of situation with you not getting hit out the move, you could back your startup of the Death Saucer move with an assist. And if your opponent tries to hit you out of the Death Saucer, they will be hit by your assist. And from there, you could confirm into Vanish combo and so on and so forth. And if you know your opponent is going to back up the Death Saucer with an assist, what you can easily do is do a level 3 super or any super if you have the meter to happy birthday your opponent. So another thing I want to talk about that we could incorporate into our block strings is Frieza's Golden Frieza form. And this takes 3 bars a meter to do so. I know it takes 3 bars a meter to do so, and it may seem like a lot a meter, but Golden Frieza form when using a block string gives you a whole bunch of plus frames, and you can easily run up and beat your opponent out if they try to attack you. And in the corner, this is very deadly to use in your block strings, especially when you have an assist to hold you down and keep your opponent in block stun, because then everything is a true block string from there, and you can easily go into an instant air dash into an overhead, and your opponent cannot interrupt at all because they're in a true block string. So from there, you could go from an instant air dash overhead. The next time around, you can mix it up into an instant air dash into a double overhead with the medium into the light and do a full combo from there. You can even do an empty instant air dash into a low. And then once you hit with the low, you can go with full combo. And I don't show it, but you can even do an empty instant air dash or a block string like a double overhead into a grab. The only time you could actually do any type of interrupt in between this type of pressure is when your opponent goes for the empty instant air dash low, and from there, since there is a gap because they don't touch you, you could go into a reflect, you could go into a vanish, you could also go into an invincibility startup move like a DP or a level 3 super. So yeah, folks, that's the end of the road for this video. What to do on block Lord Frieza. If you was able to learn something new and you find this video useful, please smash the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Check out some of the past content. Like I said earlier, links to my social media accounts below in the description box. Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, so on and so forth. Also, if you want to get alerted every single time exactly when I drop a new video, make sure to go on my page and hit the notification bell so you could be alerted every single time a new video is dropped. So I just want to update y'all real quick on some things I'm going to be doing with my channel. One, I'm going to be doing a YouTube podcast. It's not going to be a live podcast or anything like that. It's just going to be a pre-recorded podcast that I'm going to be putting on to the channel for people to view and listen and stuff like that. I want to hear some feedbacks about that. Do you think it's a good idea and stuff like that? And I have a couple ideas of people that I'm going to want on this podcast. Also, I'm going to be doing an online Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament, and I'm gonna have sign-ups. I'm gonna get the details to you pretty soon, and I'm gonna keep y'all updated. So make sure y'all stay tuned to all the videos to know when that's gonna be updated and so on and so forth. But right now, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want to run it and everything like that. And when I figure it out, I'm gonna put out more information out about that. So make sure y'all stay tuned to my videos about how this tournament is going down. I think I'm gonna have a cap limit to like 32 people tournament, first 32 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure yet, but all I know is this online tournament is definitely gonna go down. I will be streaming this tournament. Matches will be on stream and gonna be end up on the channel. So this is a chance for y'all to test out your skills. Well, not test out your skills, but yeah, test out your skills and show your skills to all my subs and so on and so forth. But besides that, hope all of you have a great day. Peace.
Till the lights go out, till my leg give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out.